I'm Martin Hood, I'm an attorney. You can find me on the internet. Today we're going to talk about Government Gazette 52388 of the 28th of March. It affects you. Listen up. Last Friday, 28th of March, the Department of Police, the Minister of Police, in conjunction with the private security industry regulator, published a series of proposals on how to control firearms within the security industry. This is my happy face. I have to be happy when I tell you this, because I'm going to deal with a bunch of people who drafted this, who have temporarily left this planet. So I can't be nasty.
This clip that you've just seen wreaked havoc on social media in South Africa. There was probably not even one group that did not discuss the implications of the new draft regulations in the security industry. People have said that this is the way of our government to disarm us, and sooner than later they're just going to start to come in with armies and with the police and arrest us. And the stories that went on about these draft security industry regulations have just gone wild, and people are totally afraid that when the security industry is going to be disarmed, then who's going to look after us? Who's going to protect us from all the criminals and also from government also? Do not fear. Mr. Hood, when you actually go into that video, that was not intended for distribution for the general public. That video was targeted directly at the security industry. Mr. Hood, let me just show you. Mr. MJ Hood and Associates are specialist practitioners in the field of firearm law. So he's practicing in that area, and that was a video that was made for the security industry. And when you go down, he specifically says, or they say on their website, we are a specialist service provider to the security industry. We provide security service providers with a wide range, variety of services, which include, and then it's listed. So Martin Hood is a specialist in the security industry law, and he was making that for them. And unfortunately, when it was circulated on social media, people did not see it within context. Many people thought that it was directed at you as the public, but he was actually referring to you as the security industry. So when you go in or listen to that and watch that video, you will see that he was referring to you must do this, you. It was a reference to the security industry. So his message was in some way was relevant, but unfortunately many people did not interpret it within context. So let me just quickly give you the very, very good news that you as a consumer of security services don't have to worry. It's the security industry who has to comply with the new regulations or proposed regulations in this sense to actually manage their weapons and their firearms. Since 2001, when the Security Industry Regulatory Authority Act came into operation, that was 2001, but it came into operation a couple of years back, but for approximately 20 years, there has not been proper regulation of weapons and firearms within the security industry. And the problem with the security industry is that let me just show you this, that Mr. Dean McPherson, he's a DA member, and he's the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure. He revealed that mafia groups and gangsters have infiltrated South African security firms. This was a recent article in the Business Tech. And yes, I'm not a supporter of the DA or the ANC at all. But the fact is that there's a reason why it has to happen. It should have happened a long time ago. What the story behind this is that because the security industry are very much unregulated when it comes to the issuing of firearms and the use of them and also other weapons, criminals have actually established security companies to get firearms, and then they use those firearms in the admission of crime, and also then they also have their own private armies that they've created to protect them from other criminals. This is reality. This is what happened and is happening. There are criminal networks who has got security companies, and then they use those security companies to, at the end of the day, do cash in transit heists above others, poaching, blah, 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 blah. So what the government has now tried to do is to for once and for all, to start to regulate. It's not to take away the arms. No, it's just to say that you may have those arms, but now there must be proper record. And the way, I will show you in the proposed draft to just let this vase over your eyes just disappear. This is good. But unfortunately, the ANC government in particular, now also the GNU, we cannot trust them. So there has been a lot of good legislation coming from the ANC side over the years, but unfortunately, the administration and the management of those laws were down in the dumps. So now we assume that when and proposed regulations like this, which is actually very good, yes, there's a few aspects that might be tweaked, yes, but in general concept, it's really good, and you should go and read it. I'll show you. But the fact of the matter is that unfortunately, we have become used to maladministration of our laws by the ANC in particular, and now also the GNU. So it's not strange that people would have this type of reaction to suddenly say that the government wants to disarm it. It's not. You will still get the service. It's the security company that has to do and comply with the nitty-gritty and having those registers and do the administration. And that is where where law firms like that of Mr. Hood would actually help. That was actually a very good marketing strategy of him to have caused this video to go out, and then it leaked to the public. You will get the service. It's the security company will, if you want a security officer with a firearm, you will get a security officer with a firearm. You just have to seek for the correct registered and on par security company. So this will actually have an effect that all these other fly-by-nights will just disappear. In an industry where there's roughly 1.2 million security officers, of which probably half of them are not registered and probably even trained, there's a massive problem with security, with the security industry. The legitimate ones, who's doing everything according to the law as they should, they are being prejudiced by all these others who's just a backstreet alley security company. So all those security companies, in order to get their certification, get their registration with PSIRA, must comply with everything. Otherwise, they may not use firearms. That's a good thing. It's to protect you at the end of the day. Yes, we know that this government of ours have totally they've disappointed us. Yes, but just like these apartheid era, segregation era laws that are still used today, which are constitutionally aligned. And not all the laws under those times are unconstitutional. It's still valid these days. The same with the ANC. Not all the laws are bad. It's the problem with the administration and the management thereof. So let me just quickly go to the proposed regulations. I'm just quickly going to go through this. You can find this in Government Gazette 52388, 28 March 2025, Notice 3088 of 2025 on page 417. Go and get this. That's the only way that you can realize that, but this is not bad. There's an amendment. You will see that in Regulation 1, they insert current laws, current legislation, ammunition. It's not something new. Bolt action rifle, they just basically describe what that means. A firearm in terms of the Firearms Control Act. And then the big change is actually in respect of the insertion of Regulation 13A, 13B, and 13C. There's the 13A, firearms and ammunition. It basically stipulates general logical things here. That, for example, a security business must be properly a security business may only issue a firearm to a security officer employed by it for the rendering of security services. The receipt and possession of the firearm by the security officer is in accordance with the applicable laws. The firearm is in good working condition, and blah, 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 blah. Guys, go and read that. It's not bad. it's not to say that you may not have it. It's just you may have it, but do the paperwork. Ensure that it's properly controlled. Each and every firearm, each and every weapon that's there must be controlled. Then there's 13A, the firearm and or 13B weapons. That's other weapons, issuing of weapons to and possession of weapons by security officers. Yes, sorry, I just quickly want to show you this, that there will be places, such issuing does not include security officers possessing firearms at the following public places. And this is one of the aspects that Mr. Hood have highlighted, where suddenly you may not have. That's a good thing. I don't see a problem with that, really, honestly. Taxi ranks. They're supposed to be police officers at the taxi ranks. Cemeteries, I don't know why people would like to have firearms in any case. But stadium, shopping malls, churches, those are places where police should actually be, all of them. And you can get permission. You can apply to have that firearms or so weapons at those places in certain aspects. Or at least one can just comment and say that you should. But those are aspects where the police must actually come in. Weapons, then certain weapons, prohibited weapons, tasers, tear gas, water cannon, sponge grenade, rubber, plastic bullets, and any other weapons. Those are, it's not prohibited. It's prohibited only if you do not have permission for that. Now, the other thing that Mr. Hood highlighted was that security companies must give 7 days notice if they would like to use any of these stuff at the weapons at the gathering. That's totally in line with the Regulation of Gatherings Act, where 10 days must be given for a gathering. So the security industry should not mind that they must apply 7 days before to say that they may use those aspects or those weapons, because if a shorter time must be allowed, then it means that the gathering itself is illegal, and then the police must come in and do their work as they should to stop the gathering, and not to and I'm sure of it that I haven't seen a condonation for time periods in the regulations. That's maybe something that should come in, but all in general, this is not bad. I see this as a positive thing, where you as a consumer will get much better security service from your security provider. You will know that when that security company can give you someone with weapons and firearms, then they are properly trained, it's properly registered, etc., etc. So you should be safer. That's how I see this. People, I don't think, honestly, that the government has got any ulterior motives with this, besides real, for the first time in 20 years, to actually do something about this. It should have been there a long time ago. So this is actually a positive thing. I honestly see this as positive and not negative. Before we make waves about legislation, we've seen this happening with the BALA and with the Expropriation Act as well. That people are, in the BALA, it was the Pestalozzi Trust who started with, it's bad, but when you go and read it properly, and then you realize, but what's the issue here? The same with the Expropriation Act, where AfriForum and the Willem Petzers and whoever started to make waves. No, go and read, go and understand expropriation. Then you will realize that compared to the current one, it's much better. There are no regulations currently to protect you as the consumer from the security industry about in relation to the arms. The regulations of 2002 don't have that. Now it does. It's there to protect you. So people, I just wanted to bring this in the open, and I want people to go and read. Do not make assumptions just because you've seen a clip, but it was actually for the security industry, and then you can say, the government wants to take away my protection as well. No, you will get your protection that you want. There's going to be fewer security companies, and people with 1.2 million, they need, the police and our defense force need them. to protect them. So the security industry will, if they see there's a problem with it, they've got the money, they've got the attorneys to challenge this, and we don't have, as the consumers, don't have to worry about that. They will definitely sort it out because it's all about their service. I just wanted to clarify this, and hopefully people will see that this is not as bad as you think. We only rely on voluntary donations for all the work that we do. So if you want and see relevance in the work that we are doing, please consider voluntary donation. And also, I've written a very nice book that's targeted at you, the public, and especially those who are religious. Download it for free. I don't want any money from it. It's there to share, and I'm very much proud of that book. But thanks a lot for listening. Until the next time, God bless.
Liberty Fighters Network.
Liberty Fighters Network.